5, 6, 7. It's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh,
we invite you to join us as we have a therapeutic conversation for queer women of color when they find that the life script is not enough.
I mean, it's going to be every other week. We're going to bring our real, authentic take on life, liberty, and finding happiness. I mean, it's a messes, but it's okay.
And if you vibe, we tribe.
Oh, it's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh, it's a messes. Oh.
Hey, y'all. Just get it together.
That's right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you tuning in again and listening and vibing with us and rocking with us. This episode is titled Coronavirus is Getting Real. Coronavirus. But before we delve into the episode, we're just gonna do our little messy talk. I don't know what we're gonna call this little segment, but I'm just gonna ask Rena, how you doing, boo? What's the mess you've been dealing with?
I mean, this whole virus is the mess I've been dealing with.
Oh.
I've just kind of been in the house, trying not to contaminate people, trying not to get contaminated. I've
Right.
gotten really good at like cooking though. So like I've developed a little skill,
Oh,
right?
that's
Right.
oh, yeah.
So I've actually been enjoying my time.
Okay.
I feel like the mess is the fact that I don't feel like this is a mess.
Oh, that is kind of a mess because this shit
That
serious.
is kind of a mess. Right. It is serious. Yeah, it is serious. But like, I'm just kind of like chill. I'm like, I got all the time to figure out what I want to do, how
Yeah.
I want to like approach life. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, well,
But
that's
you,
lovely.
what about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
I'm goodish too. I think
Good-ish.
I have. So I mean, I'm dealing with obviously coronavirus. But I think I'm also like trying to like develop my sense of like what I want to be in the world as far as like dating or like all this kind of stuff. So I have a few people that I'm talking to
Dating.
that I'm like developing like little crushes on that's like a little bit deeper than crushes, but I don't want it to be deeper than
Mm-hmm.
crushes. So I'm just kind of like, but what the fuck do I do though? And yeah, it's really making me think a lot, if I'm honest. It's a mess, sis, because I'm like, at one point or at a certain place, I'm like, well, why am I stopping myself from liking this person as much as I want to? I can feel that I want to like you more. But logically, I'm like, nah, you need to heal, sis. So I'm dealing with all these like conflicting emotions, but I'm also just trying to enjoy the experience. We've been cooped up and quarantined and stuff. So I'm just talking to a bunch of people, like just talking, conversing, having a conversation, asking about their life, they asking about mine. I guess I don't know. It's a mess, sis. I'm gonna figure it out though. One of these days.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
that's
that's
been the
all we gotta
mess.
do.
That's all we gotta do. That's been the mess for the week. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get into this intro.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So, like Jess
Yeah.
said, coronavirus, it's getting real. Um, I guess, we just decided that, we wanted to take some time and kind of address and document, this very real and serious situation that is
Right.
the coronavirus, affectionately referred to as the Rona
No
by
problem.
Black people spanning the diaspora. And Siri is listening to my whole conversation right now.
The government.
So, oh,
Government.
spy ass. Right. As soon as I said coronavirus, Siri was like, oh, what's happening?
Crazy.
Anyway, so I feel like this is an event that we have never seen in our lifetimes.
Right.
So we just wanted to, chop it up, talk about it, talk hopes, fears, anxiety, changes, realizations that have come about as a result of this pandemic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to Jess,
Mm.
and Jess is gonna go ahead and kick off definitions for you.
Okay. So, what is coronavirus? Coronavirus is
Mhm.
actually a term that refers to a group of viruses that are known to cause respiratory issues. So that can be
Mhm.
considered like what I would consider it as an umbrella term. The one causing the pandemic now is called COVID 19. And in COVID 19, CO stands for corona, the VI stands for virus, and the D stands for disease. So COVID 19 stands for coronavirus disease. Yeah.
Oh.
And formerly, this disease was referred to as like 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 NCOV. And there are many types of the human coronavirus, including some that commonly cause mild upper respiratory tract illnesses. So other coronaviruses that you may have heard of or may be familiar with are MERS, which is MERS, and that stands for Middle East Respiratory Syndrome that went around a while ago. And I know everybody, or a lot of you guys might be more familiar with SARS. You've heard of SARS, huh, Rena? So
Yeah, I've heard
that's
of SARS. Not no
yeah.
damn MERS, but
Well, that one, I
SARS.
think that one's a little bit more that one wasn't as widely spread as SARS. SARS was very like a big, huge deal. And that one actually stands for severe acute respiratory syndrome. So all of those things are
Okay.
actually coronaviruses. And this particular coronavirus is
Wow.
considered COVID-19 or novel coronavirus.
Wow. You did your research on that.
It's my
Uh yeah, you can't help it. Virgo nature. I mean, that's good
right.
because like I never heard of any of that.
Yeah.
You know, we
Hmm.
just, you just see people with the Lysol can't talk about, oh, it say coronavirus on here, so they've
Right.
been new about this.
Right.
And to hear you kind of break it down and say, okay, like coronavirus is it's an umbrella term, and then,
Mhm.
COVID-19, that's like this is what it is, the exact strain that it is.
Right.
And I thought, and you put it, we were talking earlier, you put it well. You were like, coronavirus is like, you said something about a dog or whatever.
Right.
You remember what you said?
I do. I thought you were gonna tell them though.
No, I don't really remember. I remember on like a spiritual soul level,
Okay.
but
Well,
like,
what I was saying was that coronavirus, calling COVID-19 the coronavirus is like calling a pit bull a dog. You are technically correct, but the type of dog it is the pit bull. That's the species or the specification is very specific. That is a pit bull, which is a dog. So it
right,
is the coronavirus, but specifically it's COVID-19, and these are causing because some of the other coronaviruses are very mild. You might just get the upper respiratory like tract infection, but not pneumonia or not death or
right.
you know what I mean, things like that. So this specific one is the one that's causing such havoc and like all that kind of stuff.
So it seems like this is really just like a big deal, not because it hasn't been seen before or that like our like health organizations, they're not familiar with like coronaviruses,
Mhm.
but it's because we have never seen this particular strain before.
Right.
So we haven't built up any antibodies, so this is just like a massive shock to our systems, right?
Agreed. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And sometimes things are found in your body. There are things that are found in your body. But this particular coronavirus was spread from animal to human. And the rate in which it went from animal to
Mm.
human was faster than other rates of viruses and diseases that go interspecies from human to animal or animal to human. And then from human to human, that rate of exchange was also quicker than they've seen. So I think, if we had a handle on it, or if the rate of like transference was normal or like what they were kind of used to, it wouldn't necessarily be the pandemic that it is. But I think it's moving very quickly. I think we don't know all the symptoms. I just saw a nurse recently shared that now
Mhm.
pink eye may be a symptom, now diarrhea may be a symptom. So those people hoarding toilet paper
Okay,
might have had forethought.
at a point.
Diarrhea. Okay, so red pink eye, diarrhea. I've heard other digestive issues might also be like a symptom of it. So I mean, they're just learning so much about it. It's so new, and I think that's what's the cause for concern, because it's like you don't know who has it. You know what I mean? And you don't know if this is actually a symptom. We're actually also in flu season, so you could just have the flu,
Right.
but that's so, and
And
then with allergy
allergies.
seasons, and you have all these things that are like compounded, and so it's making people very
Right.
fearful and very like um I don't know, panicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you feel like the impact is for you with all of this that's going on?
Well, the impact for me, I mean, I think this virus is going to change how we do things from
Mhm.
here on out. Once everything clears, and hopefully it'll be soon.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, the way I've been kind of sitting and thinking about it is that this is like a divine pause, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything has stopped for everybody.
Mhm.
And in a way, I feel like it's like a great equalizer. Like I feel like the playing field has been leveled. Everyone's out of work, everyone's scared, no one is exempt. Like this
Right.
virus can affect everyone, no matter age, race, gender, creed, economic status, and I feel like in times like this, it's like we're all at like the starting line together,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, and what we do from here, it can change the course of your situation.
Yeah.
You could go from having a lot to still having a lot, or to maybe not having as much, but then you can also go from not having much and taking advantage of opportunities, or just because you're given a break to kind of think about things, the world has slowed down a bit, it's giving you some time to kind of get your head on, and then you could literally come out of this and be in a better position than you were before.
Right.
um so that's the way I see it. And I think that's personally like my take on it. I
Mhm.
feel like it's given me time to strategize, to think.
Yeah.
Um, this time, for me, it's been a time of great reflection,
Mhm.
and stating hard truths. Um, that all the hard truths that I can confront at this time,
Yeah.
about what I want and I don't want in life.
Mhm.
And it's really opened my eyes to things, things that I've just kind of, taken for granted, or, like our government, and if they know what they're doing,
Right.
you just, I don't know, being an American, you just kind of have this false sense of security, like, oh, everything's gonna work out, it's fine, just keep working, just keep buying, it's the American dream.
Right.
And you don't really have time to think about like what you want. You're a part of the machine, you just
Mhm.
got to keep the wheels moving.
Mhm.
Um, and I think this is just kind of giving me time to see things for what it is and really ask myself, okay, do you like what you're hearing? Do you like the decisions that are being made?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think I'm just taking that time to myself.
Mhm.
And, I just want to get ready for, when the shit presses play again,
Yeah.
when the world starts up again, I want to be ready this time.
Mhm. Mhm.
you know I want to have like kind of just like maybe not a plan, but just kind of like an idea of what I can do.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like I could just keep talking about this, like just going
Yeah.
on and on. So but what about you? What's the impact for you?
I think the impact is that I'm worried. Like,
Oh, damn.
I mean, that's the truth. Like, cause I don't know the full impact of what is to come. And I think, like you were
Right.
saying, like, yeah, it's a great equalizer and like all this stuff is very true, but like, I don't know if it's fully as harmful as they're saying. So I'm worried, like, that the conspiracy theorist in me is like, are they on some bullshit? Is
Of
this
course.
is this craziness the beginning of Armageddon? Is this and you kind of let yourself
Oh, Lord.
spiral. You kind of you can get I'll speak for myself. I can get really like if I especially if I consume too much media or too much of
Mhm.
the craziness that other people are thinking or feeling. So someone showed me that in Los Angeles, which is where I'm close to, that there were tankers, like military tankers being transported And they have never seen that in their lives. They've been Los Angelinians for their whole lives, 30 plus years. Some of these people have never seen tankers going through on these tracks. So it is worrying. And I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm not saying that it isn't, but I'm just saying that it's worrying. And I think about, like, okay, how will I pay my bills for real if everything is shut down? Because they're not shutting down bills. Then I think about, how's my family doing? I'm very far from my family. I'm in the entire other coast from my family. How are they doing? Will they be okay? Like, in all the aspects, like mentally, physically, emotionally, and not to mention financially. Like, I have a little bit of savings that will help me with my living from day to day. But
Right. Right.
what if they don't have that? What if nobody has that? Like, what at
Right.
what point? Like, because nobody said that. Just, I'm just thinking about the fact that nobody said that there was a shortage. Nobody said that there was a rush for these things, but yet we can't find any Lysol. We can't find any disinfectant. Water was like being just, like ravaged off the shelves. And I'm just thinking, like, what if shit really do hit the fan and nobody else can go
Right.
back to work? Or what if this takes more than more than the months that they're saying, or weeks? Let
Right.
Trump ass say some shit. But like, what if it's, until September? What if it's till December? What if we are a whole year in this situation? People can't work. My work depends on people having disposable income to do frivolous things like order food or order a ride
Right.
from here and there. That's what my work is when I work. So that's dependent upon people having the excess income to do that. What if they don't? So I'm out of work, they're out of work. What do we do? I mean, so I guess the impact for me has been one of like trying to dial in my fears that have been exacerbated by other people's fears. Because if I'm honest, when this shit first started, I was like, with everybody else, all the other millennials, like, cheap flights. My nigga, I'm out. I'm about to go to Hawaii. $200 for Hawaii? I'm about to be out. Where else can I go? Because I want to travel. I always wanted to go to
Right.
Australia. What? How much is it? You know what I mean? I was definitely of that mindset. But then to start seeing people my own age dying, 36-year-old principal out of Brooklyn, a 39-year-old,
Yeah.
somebody else passing away. And they're a little older than me, but as far as I know and as far as being reported, they were healthy people. I'm seeing it actually on
Mhm.
my Facebook timeline, which is closer than I thought it would be, that someone that I know
Mhm.
personally has lost someone that they knew personally to coronavirus. Like,
Wow.
as much
Yeah.
as I want to say, as much as I wanted to be nonchalant about it and think, oh, it's just kind of like the flu, blah blah blah, but it's getting deeper than what I initially thought.
Right.
And so the
No.
impact for me is just worry.
Right. I mean,
um
that's a lot. It's a lot. And it's I don't know what's going on where like I can't say that I'm not worried.
mhm,
I think, I'm just, there are those moments where I kind of like, my eyes get wide and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I,
yeah.
I hear things that are happening and, I'm hearing, oh, now it's younger people,
Mhm,
and it's affecting everybody. And then I don't know, it's just something in me that says, okay, I can't control it, you know?
exactly.
And because I can't control it, I'm trying not to worry too much about it.
Mhm,
Not to the point where like, I'm just completely like ignorant of what's going on. But
of course.
I just try to, I guess I'm just trying to like, take a hopeful approach, I'm
Okay.
like, when all this shit clear up, um, but I'm worried, but I don't know if I'm like that deeply worried.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I should be. I don't know if it's delusional. I mean, I think it's serving me right now until it doesn't.
I feel you. It's helping
So
you
maybe
at
I'm
this
kind of
moment.
numb to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe that's like my defense mechanism. It's just kind of like, oh, like yeah, just I'm not going to feel any way really about that.
Yeah.
You know, but there are a lot of people around me that are really like really scared and I'm definitely respectful of that. And
Of
deep
course.
down inside somewhere, I think I'm probably terrified too. It's just that's not a truth that I can
Can't come
accept
to
right now.
yet. Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I think we're all coping with it in different ways, or allowing ourselves to feel it in different ways. I'm definitely more of the school of like, think about this shit, plan, strategize. Because if I think about it and tell myself like, you worried about this, then I could come at it from a more. That's why I had all those facts and things, because like I can say, okay, I'm worried, let me look at the facts, let me see what's realistic, let me see if there are new symptoms, let me, you know what I'm saying, try to be as prepared as I can for the unpreparable. Because I mean, it's a silent thing. It's not like you can just look at somebody and be like, oh, they got it, or you know what I'm saying, people are asymptomatic, which means they don't have any symptoms and they still have it. And they could pass that
Mhm.
shit to your ass, and your body could be the one body as healthy as you've been up until this point that just has enough and says, no, this is too
Right.
much, and you're dead. And it's in a matter of days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, it's a matter of days. They're just like, oh, I feel fine. And then now they've got the cannula, which is the little thing that goes in your nose to for the oxygen. Then the next thing you know, they're being intubated. Like that means there's stuff actually happening in their oxygen saturation levels are so low that they can't even get out of the bed to use the bathroom. Like all these things are like matter of days. And you
Right.
didn't know, or you didn't, you know, it's wild. It's wild.
It is.
Yeah. Do you feel like you are coping with it in any helpful ways that you may can tell other people if they're experiencing, maybe not, because you're not really experiencing like on the surface fear, but you said you knew that possibly it's under there, like under the surface. How are you coping with all of it?
Like I said, I think I'm just taking like a super like hopeful approach. Like I think all my thinking has been focused on things that I feel like I can control.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't control if I get it. I can't control if loved ones and friends and just people I know get it. Um, but I guess I feel like I have control over like how I react and how I respond to it and the things that I'm doing now in the present while I'm not presenting any symptoms, while like, I have this free time. Like I'm focusing on what I feel like I can do to better and strengthen myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I want to say one thing that I've been focusing on that this whole ordeal has really kind of given me is gratitude. Cause I'm
Yeah,
a brat.
you
You
are.
know, I am such a brat. I'm like so moody and I'm always complaining, even though on my like list for 2020 of things that I want to stop doing is complaining.
Yeah.
Uh, I do think this has literally made me stop and look around and be like, okay, like the whole world is shut down
Mhm.
and you're quarantined or isolated in like a nice apartment
Mhm.
with internet, with
Yeah.
food and water. You got guitars, a PlayStation 4, you got Netflix, like you got like a whole bunch of shit like that to be happy for, to be thankful for that you don't even enjoy.
Right.
I was so focused on what I didn't have, focused on all the wrong that happened. It's like you have good things that are happening to you right now. I have a
Yeah.
little bit of savings. So, like, I don't have to worry about like what's going to happen if this
Right.
doesn't clear up in a month or two. Cause it's like you got at least that in savings.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that.
Right.
Um, you ain't got none of these badass kids running around that you gotta somehow homeschool them. Let me stop playing.
They gonna come for your ass.
Right? They're like, I love my kids. I'm like, I'm sure you do. You need to
Right.
love them. But
Exactly.
I got peace and quiet at home. I got a grocery store that's walking distance. I got a car that I can drive if I gotta get the hell up out of here. You
Okay.
know, so I guess I'm focusing on, being in the present, enjoying things, enjoying my health, the fact that I'm reasonably healthy, that if I have coronavirus, like I didn't know,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
uh, had or have it currently, I
Mm.
don't know.
Right.
Um, and just, I think I'm just trying to focus on releasing fear and anxiety and
Yeah.
surrender and all those things that commonly plague me.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to move more loosely, try not to be so serious, so life or death about things, black or white about things, you know. And it's just giving me time to like, just realize how tight I was on things and how much fear I had. I don't know. Maybe this is just like, the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Like I always get to this
Yeah.
point where I get so anxious
Mm-hmm.
and then something happens that just like puts the cherry on top of the sundae. And usually that would make people melt down. But for me,
Yes.
it does this thing where it's like it builds up, and then it just kind of like dissipates. And
Oh
I don't know where
wow.
it goes,
Oh wow.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe I'm in that. Maybe I've just gotten to my breaking point and I've broken somewhere else in my psyche that I can't access right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe.
right now, in this current moment, I'm focusing on gratitude and being thankful for what I have and not trying to worry too much about what could happen.
I like it. I like it.
What about you? Well, how you gonna cope with all of this? Because you got a lot.
I do, but I said all that about being fearful and being worried, but I am definitely taking the time out to actually meditate, practice what I preach, take my breaths, um, all of that. I mean, I give a good focus on meditation every single day. I also work out every day. I am moving my
I need
blood.
to do
I'm
that.
moving. Yeah, it really helps. I'm telling you, when I get up and I work out in the morning, it gives those endorphins that I need. I'm also in the sun, so I'm able to
Yes.
absorb that, the heat of the sun, the love of the sun, all of those things. So I'm doing that every day. I'm meditating every day. I've started practicing my ukulele, and that's something I've been wanting. I bought it like a year and some change ago, practiced
Wow.
twice in that year, and in these last couple of weeks I've practiced like 3 or 4 times already. I'm singing with it. I'm like, I try to learn over the rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow yesterday, and that shit's hard, but I'm excited. So when I finally, oh my god, it's so hard, but I'm excited to get to the place where I've mastered it, and now I can sing with it, and I'm just playing my ukulele. So the thing is, like you said earlier, that this is a good reset. I feel like I'm taking it as such and saying, okay, you want to be a writer, then write. You want to play the
Right.
ukulele, then play. Learn it. You have time. Give the energy to the things that you want to give the energy to. And so that's kind of definitely how I'm coping. Just like you said, really taking the time out to say, like, whatever happens in the future, this is the great reset. And we can choose how we want to spend it. I'm choosing to meditate and work out. I'm choosing to hone on the crafts that I've been saying that I wanted to hone for so long. I'm talking to my friends and family. I have so many messages from friends and so many messages from family members that it's like it's such a beautiful thing to be able to reach out to them and just talk, because we all got time. What you doing? How you feeling?
Right.
All those kind of things. It's been really light. And so then also social media has been very helpful, because the Black community has come through with the memes. Like, oh my God, I've been sharing and reacting and laughing, and like the memes have kept my spirit light. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these memes have me like in tears. I am cracking up to tears because of how hilarious it is. Um, and I'm also praying. I'm praying that the universe or God or whomever is in control will have mercy on our souls and our planet, and will give us divine understanding of what's to happen next, because I don't feel like we should just press play and continue as was.
Right. I Yeah, I feel like a lot of good is going to come out of this, and it may not look like it, but
Right.
I really do feel like this virus has like broken us down to basics.
Yeah.
It's given us an opportunity to kind of reassess our priorities.
Mhm.
Because you said something that really like it just really hit me. It's like, I'm talking to friends and family, you know, and I'm taking time to meditate, and you're like, because now, I have the time, I get to talk to everybody because now everybody has the time. Like I
Right.
just feel like we got so busy.
Mhm.
And then I think we just got away from like, those very necessary things that humans need. I think we just got away from our basic needs, and now we get to refocus on that.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I like socialization? Like,
Yes.
do I keep a roof over my head? Like, let's
Right.
talk about food and dang,
Right.
do I really want to risk my life trying to get this Popeye chicken sandwich when the
Right.
coronavirus is out there? Yes, I do. I'll
Exactly.
try to realign my priorities some other time. It's
Right.
but it's just giving us, some time to say like, hey, like look at shit.
Mhm.
see if it serves you, and like, look at what everybody's doing. Look, just look around.
Exactly. Look around, take some
Look around.
time, breathe.
Yeah.
Come to and like I saw somebody a meme again sharing like you don't have to write a selling novel right now.
Oh,
You don't have to come up with a record breaking record. You don't have to do anything,
oh,
but if you just take time, that's
right,
something. Take the time to
right,
just sit there and lay and rest and absorb love and light and, understanding maybe about even just one situation. Even if at the end of this,
right,
you have clarity on a situation that has plagued you, this is
right.
a beautiful time
Yes.
to do that.
I'm learning so much about me. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm learning good things about me. And I'm also learning like some things that I really don't like about me.
Hmm.
Like, I'm learning that like, I want to do things, but for some reason, like what I say I want to do, it's like the hardest thing in the world for me to do. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I'm just kind of just watching myself and my routine and just
Yeah.
see what I naturally do and what I naturally vibe with. And I think that's been great. It's like,
Yeah.
you want to write that masterpiece, you want to write the next Harry Potter, but girl, you ain't written nothing you have not written one word in 2 weeks.
Right.
It's like, if this is gonna happen for you,
Need to write some
what
words.
you need to write some words, something.
Right. Exactly.
Something, you've been on the Netflix for like 6 hours straight,
Right.
so, and then I'm like, okay, so I've implemented some no TV days, or like, I've
So,
restricted myself, and like I said, this is like you said to it, like nobody has to do any of this. This is just what I'm doing. But, just I think it's just cool to just kind of watch me, observe me,
yeah.
get to
Yeah.
know me, like not what I'm pretending to be, like who I really am. Like when nobody's watching your ass.
Ooh, that's real shit.
When I'm at home by myself, like what the hell are you really doing?
Right. What are you really doing? I
Right.
think that's really incredible though. Who am I really? And that's when I'm practicing because sometimes I just want to like wallow because like I said, the worry is
Right.
is heavy. The worry is heavy and I just want to sleep all day. But then it's like,
Right.
do you really? You've been asking for time or if I had more time or if I had more of this, blah
Right.
blah blah. You've been asking for this. Why not be who you say that you want to be? And like you said, it's just
Right.
getting in touch and recognizing who you actually are. This is that understanding time. It's like very interesting. That's real shit. That's real
Right.
shit. So like I
Yeah,
guess
like I've realized, oh
oh
dang.
go
I just
ahead.
one more thing,
Yeah.
because I'm chatty today. I've just realized that like there's a lot of things that have been important that I've just kind of like pushed to the side because for some reason I didn't understand their importance until this
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Like taking walks,
Yes.
like waking up at a certain time, like every day.
Uh-huh.
Like I literally like I have to set my alarm because if I just sleep till whenever, like I wake up at like 11 o'clock and the whole day is done. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
now I get why the day starts at like 8 a.m. Or
Right.
like I'm like, oh, I get why we should move and exercise. Cause being
Right.
cooped up in the house, not having that movement, I'm like, yo, I'm stiff. Like I'm
Yes.
super stiff. And I know
Yeah.
it's 30, but it's also a little more than that. It's because I haven't really
Yeah.
been moving, you
Mhm.
know.
Cuz I'm older than
Um,
you and I don't feel stiff.
okay, bitch. Okay. Just okay. Whatever. Miss Flexible. It's probably because all them activities you be doing
I
or
do
you
be
were
doing
doing before the virus.
uh-uh. I ain't been doing no flexible activities except for yoga. Thanks.
Right. Anyway, like I was saying,
Right.
it's just made me realize, like, that there are some things that I've probably rebelled against in the name of you can't tell me what to do. And now I'm realizing, oh, that shit was whole ass good for me.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
wow. Like vegetables, maybe I should have those.
Wow. That's crazy. 'Cause I remember specifically 2 people who told you that. That's wild.
I
I'm
don't
glad
know
the
them
universe
people.
came through and reiterated what those people told
Right.
you. That's crazy.
And so universe told me things. I don't know what you talk about, no other two people.
Okay.
That
I'm
must
sure
have
if
been
I
one of your
ask
other hoes you thinking about.
oh, Okay, she's how quickly we forget. Okay, that's fine. But as long as you're eating them, it doesn't matter how you got that information. I'm glad you've received it now.
Yes, I have. So
Yeah.
we're gonna wind down now.
I think we're going to wind it down. We'll do a little recap. Um, so the recap is just that basically coronavirus is an umbrella term. COVID-19 fits under that umbrella as it is a specification of a coronavirus. We both have a sense of hoping for better after this is over. I'm starting from a place of worry and working through that through meditation. Rena is starting from a place of like, it's going to be what it is, but also working through understanding herself and how she can better herself in this time. And I hope that everybody's kind of having these kind of self reflections during this time. It's okay to Netflix and chill. It's okay to, do other things that's keeping your mind busy so that you're not worrying to death or stressed to death. But definitely take some time to do some understanding, some self reflecting, some walking, some, getting out in the sun if you can, and just allow this time to be one of healing because the earth is healing. I've seen so many talks
Right.
about how there's like dolphins in like Venice now and how the smog in certain smoggy areas has lifted after so many years. And so the earth is healing, and I hope that you guys are healing. Rena and I are definitely doing our part of healing during this time. And if you do have worry and if you are stressed, let this next part of the episode be a guide into how to meditate. So we're going to go ahead and wind down into meditation and give ourselves like a little time to set our intentions for the day. So if you'll
Right.
take a deep breath with me, we'll take another deep breath. And we'll take our last deep breath. And now we'll set our intentions. My intention is to release the anxiety from things that I cannot control.
And my intention, wow, is just to focus on hope.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love that. We're going to take another set of deep breaths. Take a big breath with me. Take a second deep breath. And we're going to take our last deep breath. Take a big one. All right, we've meditated and your intentions have been set for the day. So go out there and flourish this. Today doesn't have to be a mess.
But it's okay if it is. And
It
just
so
one more
is,
thing,
y'all. Okay.
just take your time, everybody. Just
Yes,
take your time however you want to take it. Just make sure it's for you.
that's very true. Very true.
Right.
So thank you guys for tuning in again and listening. As we say at each of the endings of our episodes, you can find us on Gmail, Facebook, and Twitter at It's a Mess Sis. And on Instagram, that's going to be It's a Mess Sis Podcast. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'd love to hear your understanding about COVID-19. We'd like to understand or hear about your worries or your fears or how you're doing to mitigate those things. What are you doing in your time? Are you not stressed at all? We would love to hear it all. Please reach out to us. Let us know what you think and what you feel. And we're going to holler at you, good, beautiful people, on another episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all be safe.
Please, please, please be safe.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
It's a mess.
Hey, that's all I can do.
It's
I
a
can't sing.
mess. It's okay. He's gonna talk over my singing though. Okay, it's ready now.